Welcome to the Beefy Pod, the official podcast of Beefy, the multi-chain yield optimizer, getting you some of the best yields in all of DeFi. I'm your host, Jorge, here with your co-host, TBC, the Beefy Cow. And it has been a very difficult, wild 2 weeks. What the hey? TBC?
Yeah.
Let the people know what's going on.
Jorge, I would love to tell you, but it's been quite the week for me. It was Beefy's 5th birthday this week, and I thought we were going to come on here and talk about some crazy, great stories that have happened in DeFi over the last 5 years. It talked about how Beefy managed to survive black swan after 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 black swan, and then you're like, hey, TBC, we gotta shoot a show this Saturday. And I'm like, Jorge, we got so much to talk about this week because, like, I'm so excited. This market is crazy. Everything's going good. Beefy hit 5 years, and there's just so many great things to talk about. And then Friday came along and Black Swan. So here we are. It looks like everyone is blaming Donald Trump's tariffs on China again, for some reason, causing Bitcoin to crash to 110,000 this time. People are losing their fortunes. They're jumping out of their single flat apartment windows. Everything is completely insane. And once again, it's because Donald Trump and China are trying to manipulate the entire world into losing its frickin' marbles. So if you didn't see, because you were like me, hungover from a week of partying and celebration, Trump announced a sweeping 100% on tariffs from Chinese imports starting November 1st in retaliation for China's new export restrictions of rare earth materials. Okay. The shock sparked a global market sell-off. Okay, right? Big deal as usual. Bitcoin tumbled to 110 because I guess that was like up to like 120 something. I saw a wick of, complete $20,000 loss earlier on. Altcoins crashed, and over 9.4 billion in crypto positions were liquidated in just one day. So take that, whatever you want to say. March of 21, COVID, whatever. You got wrecked by yesterday's tariff announcement. So I don't even check my positions anymore. I just assume I have no money in crypto. I just, once again, crypto is dead, folks. Thanks for tuning in, and I appreciate it. Anyway, have a good week, everybody. That's it for the...
All right.
What?
Cue the, Looney Tunes. That's all,
We just got
folks.
demonetized again.
Oh, there we go. Copyright strikes from Warner Brothers. But, TBC, this is so emotionally exhausting. So this also turned out to be the record, the highest amount of liquidations ever recorded, the biggest drop in liquidity in crypto, over $16 billion, 19 billion of which came from 19 billion total, which came from liquid longs, all over hyperliquid, to Binance, to anywhere else you could basically get leverage on. It's unreal. And I think the broader thing here is that not only is this affecting global markets, but people are just starting, I think, to question everything going on in the U.S. I think there's a big shift coming where people are just, less reliant on whatever the U.S. decides to do. I don't know. This seems so crazy and uncertain, and I wonder if, I don't know if you saw, but someone made $90 million on a short 30 minutes before this announcement. I mean, I just picture him going, calling Don Jr. It's like, Junior, listen to me. I have big news. 100% tariffs in China. Unbelievable. I told Melania, we're going to be so rich. It's unbelievable. It's just absolute insanity. But for those of you that are here, that have seen everything, have been through all kinds of crap, it just, I don't know. For me, this feels like another Tuesday. For those of you that follow Benjamin Cowan. He's been so right about the market when Bitcoin hit 126,000 and it just felt like no one cared on Twitter. You know,
we're all dead.
It crashes,
Jorge.
and
We're all dead inside.
He posts and he's like, "Now ETH looks like it's ready to pump." And you know what? Not financial advice. I'm just buying ETH.
Okay.
It's boring, but I'm just buying ETH. That's it. And we'll see. I'm still here for the long term, but I'm just really hoping that things turn around and that China and Trump can just, you know what, Trump, have you ever considered taking a trip over to Puerto Rico and getting a bungalow on the beach with a beautiful view? Just you two.
A couples retreat.
A couples retreat, a bottle of champagne, all the well-done steaks that Trump could ever want to eat, bottles of ketchup. What's that medication to lower cholesterol? Lots of that. And just holding hands, making up, and then who knows what goes on at night. But only you two will know. And then the world will finally be at peace. Wouldn't that be incredible?
Yeah.
You know what? MAGA, or they should MTGA, make Trump gay again. Let's get this going.
Okay.
And get she and Trump in the same room. All right. TBC, how are you feeling? Are you holding up?
I mean, whatever. It's ain't my first black swan. It's not going to be my last, whatever. Once again, I'm still impressed that everybody reacts so emotionally to everything these days. Just who cares? You know, I don't know. Stop with these completely insane longs you guys are doing. Because obviously the market is rigged and has always been rigged, and you're just there to be collected. So I had this theory a long time ago. Back in the my internet's crashing. They're out to get me.
No, you're still on.
Okay.
You're still good.
Anyway,
go on.
I mentioned that FTX might have been like essentially basically a Ponzi Hoover, right? And then that collapsed and it ruined everything. I'm starting to wonder if this is just, the new financialist way of stealing all our money again, just through longs and shorts this time, right? I don't know.
Right.
That's my theory. Whatever. And
I mean,
by how much they're messing with my internet.
Institutions in, dude. They wanted the institutions. The institutions are here now. The institutions are playing their games. That's what's going on, and it's unfortunate. You want the big dogs in. The big dogs are here, and they're gonna make as much money as possible at our expense. So it sucks. That's the way it goes.
Correct.
TBC. Yeah. As the markets crash and burn, Citigroup's U.S. dollar outlook signals are going urgent threat and are predicting a shift to the BRICS countries. Citigroup warns that the U.S. dollar faces structural headwinds from BRICS countries developing alternative payment systems and trade settlements. Combined with tariff shocks and weaker U.S. fundamentals, Citi expects dollar softness through 2026.
Okay, whatever.
Now, some things to note here. Global growth forecast is expected to slow 2.4%. So global economy to shrink by 2.4%. That is gigantic. Tariff front loading fading as demand cushions, dollar under pressure from inflation and slowing real income. BRICS nations developing non-USD payments infrastructure. BRICS pay and local currency settlements transactions gaining traction through 2025 to 2027. Fed expected to cut rates to 3 to 3.25% in March 2026. I don't know if that's going to happen, but that would just decrease bond buying.
City of London propaganda. Stop it. Stop. We know Trump wants a soft dollar at home and he wants a strong foreign. Okay, this is stuff we've talked about hundreds of times. This is British propaganda here. Citigroup is clearly and has always been clearly tied to kind of like the Brits, and they're just not happy, okay, that BRICS has taken over and they're left on the cutting room floor. So suck it, make America great again. China, Russia, America, hegemony, whatever. And I'm just going to sit here and I'm going to stack ETH with Jorge and we're going to be moderately comfortable, okay? We'll be able to afford Kiwis one day while the rest of you who are paying attention to Citigroup and that stupid empire over there are getting wrecked by this. There you go. Done. Peace out. Love you all. Bye.
Well, I mean, the rate from the U.S. Treasury 10-year has been increasing, which means people are not buying, and it says here that people are dumping too. So I mean,
Okay.
you can't be the hegemon without having the strongest currency.
This is once again
in
this
the
is
world. I feel like that's what makes the U.S. great for
But,
business.
like-
And then if you break down the systems needed for business, which is just a free, fair, legal system, then people don't trust your country to do business over time, or they'll go to places that feel less risky. I mean, it sounds lame, but when you have a good structure, even in an imperfect government, but at least the structure works, then people feel comfortable doing business. I mean, I think that the concern here is like, what happens if the U.S. is not the hegemon anymore? Like, where do people move their money to? Are they going to buy renminbi? Are they going to buy some supposed new BRICS currency? I mean, it just feels like you're at the whim of someone else for your fake money to be valuable. You know what I mean? That's what really sucks. That's how I read into this. But I would say if what Citigroup has right here for sure is softness in the dollar. Like if the trend continues and if rates go down, people won't hold bonds as much and they'll go into risk assets. In theory, it should pump our bags long term between the US's huge amount of debt coming in with lack of revenues coming in, because you can't lower taxes and increase spending forever. Like eventually it catches up to
Jorge,
you.
if we looked at America just as a business and we took a look at the balance sheet, what do you how much in American assets do you think actually exist in the book would appear in the books, right? Like I'm pretty sure if we considered it and we looked at the whole entity of the United States, that would change our outlook on 36. Why am I doing this? Why am I? This is not how I got into crypto. I didn't get into crypto because I wanted to somehow defend the American balance sheet. I don't know. Anyway, by the way, JP probably isn't going to be Fed chair executive come March anyway. Obviously, the Fed is changing, right? JP came in, he did the dirty work, right? And now we're going to be switching to a new chair. Obviously, I think where we're going is they're going to try to push it back to having the regional banks kind of like have their own regional interest rates. And I think, JP stated plenty of times, hey, we don't need the dollar to be the world's reserve currency. And that is likely where we're headed. And he seemed okay with it, I mean, he's rich, so I should just trust him, I don't know. What the hell do I know? I don't talk to the Russians as much as they do.
I think if there's one thing that crypto has taught me over the years, and I think it's the greatest thing that I ever got out of it outside of gains, is it's really skepticism. And I think like everybody needs to practice skepticism. When JP Morgan says stuff like that, I think that they have something to gain from it.
But yeah,
and
obviously.
So it's important to practice that type of skepticism. Like just because someone is rich, and I know a lot of American culture, I feel like this is broken down in the past year and a half.
I'm pretty rich after that short yesterday. Let's go.
No, but I'm just saying, people have quickly. There was a while, like a good 2-3 years, where people were like, "Oh, look at these rich people. They're so great. They're so virtuous." And just because you're rich doesn't make you a good person. Just because Elon Musk was very successful doesn't mean that he cares about humanity. Just because people write on Twitter that they care about humanity or they're humanist does not make them one. You need to follow the money, follow the actions, and gain a broader understanding of what the motives of these people are. At the end of the day, a super pure capitalist, someone that believes in a total free market with zero regulations, will always try to take advantage of everyone in the bottom.
That's not how,
because that's how you win that game.
That's not how you're so cynical. You hate freedom so much, Jorge. It's ugly.
I like freedom. I love freedom.
You like freedom,
but I don't like the idea of oligarchs controlling the country.
That's not freedom now, is it?
That's what it feels like. That's what it feels like.
Okay, anyway, we're moving on.
Trump gets a plane and he makes a base for the Qataris in Idaho or Iowa or something.
Okay.
I mean, it's such a quid pro quo game now. You have money? Oh, that's great. Would you like to make a deal? Get us involved. and we'll give you whatever you want. That's U.S. politics right now, and it sucks.
Qatar, you can make a base in my backyard if you want to give me a jet. That's cool. I don't need a big one. Any jet would be great. Did you see? Wait, did we talk about the longs getting wrecked? Let's talk about that. That looks like a good story.
We did. I think we
okay,
did.
Well, whatever. Longs got wrecked. Everybody, 16 billion. You suck later.
The largest liquidations in crypto history. TBC. Yeah. Tell me about shiny rocks.
Oh, well, hey, Jorge. Gold is pricier than ever. And experts see it climbing higher. It's like they listen to our show and actually pay attention to what we say, which is humorous. Guys, it turns out, and I'm going to read the story here, and I'm going to try to do it justice. Gold has surged to record high in normal and inflation adjustment terms. Experts point to a mix of geopolitical tension, dollar weakening, central bank demand, and interest rate expectations as major tailwinds. Some analysis forecast gold could breach $4,000 an ounce. Didn't it hit already? Didn't it happen? The story's old, ain't it? The metal is increasingly viewed as a hedge against inflation. That's kind of gold is where you stick your money when you know the world is going to shit. That's what it is. Gold is money, right? Gold is money. If you take an ounce of gold, it has the same buying power as it did 100 years ago. That's what happens. People have been moving their money out of gold and into America. Wait, did I say moving their money out of Europe? People have been moving their gold out.
Basically,
shut up! I got this.
Everybody globally.
I got this. People have been moving their gold out of Europe and into America. People have been moving their money, moving out of money and into gold. And it's all because we all know the shit show that is Europe and the financial markets. And we all know that there is a looming potential disaster on the horizon. I've said it plenty of times. They are pushing for World War III because they have to recapitalize and they're broke. And at this point, whatever. We know that when Trump came in, there was definitely the speculation that they're going to try to push gold to above 4,000, could even hit like 7,000 as a way to kind of utilize that as your justification for potentially paying down some of the debt. If they were planning on doing that, they'd probably get sidetracked. But this is where we're at. We're a crypto podcast and we're talking about gold and we're talking about it in ways that people seem surprised as this shit's happening. When we all know 2 years ago that moving into gold was the play, and probably is still to play today if you just want to hold on to any type of economic value that you might have from your paychecks, folks. So Jorge's supposed to tell you that's not financial advice. Yeah, but I don't know. Just read the room, folks.
If you think the world is ending, you buy shiny rocks. That is the moral of the story. It's like your financial advisor tells you, hey, I'm gonna put you in the XYZ and the S&P and this. It's like, sir, I just watched Donald Trump be unable to say the word acetaminophen. I need shiny rocks now. Buy the shiny rocks. Okay.
Let's go.
So
pump my rocks.
If you're wondering where we are globally, all I'm saying is the rich people from all over the world think the world is ending. Well, shiny rocks.
Yep.
We're not sponsored by gold. We have no gold sponsors.
Gold, if you're watching us.
Gold, the shiny rock who's gained sentience through ChatGPT, typing away at your screen. We're cheap. Send us
some of your children. Let's go.
All right. And you know what? TBC, with all of this insane amount of stablecoin growth and explosion, as well as the Genius Act passing, it looks like the banks are now going all in. Bank of America, Goldman Sachs, and other big banks are exploring a joint stablecoin. Major financial institutions, including Bank of America, Goldman Sachs, Citi Bank, Deutsche Bank, UBS, Barclays, TD Bank, Santander, MUFG, and BNP Paribas are collaborating on an initiative to explore issuing a stablecoin pegged to G7 currencies. The stablecoin will be one-to-one reserve-backed and operated on public blockchains. So banks who only hold 10% of reserves are going to have a one-to-one pegged, sure.
Black Swan. I've seen this before.
All right. At Beefy, 5 years of Black Swan events all over, still around, still kicking.
These guys are going to get so wrecked.
Check us out. A consortium of major banks exploring a reserve-backed stablecoin pegged to G7 currencies that is one-to-one backed is already a huge initiative. The goal is to explore regulatory compliance, risk management, and market fit. So I guess the question is, are the governments going to control the CBDCs? Is Tether going to control the CBDC? Is USDC going to control the CBDC? Are governments going to control it, or are the banks going to control it? Someone's going to control it.
Deutsche Bank, here we go, dude. These fucking guys. Looks like this is like the new world order token, right? 1.0. This is
yeah, dude. That's what it feels like.
We're gonna merge with eyeball scanning technology. Ah, for the love of... You know what, Jorge? You know what this feels like? You know when you were younger and like you discovered like this band and they were like just this local band and they were really cool and you're like, yeah, these are my these are my, they're pretty sweet, right? And you tell everybody and it's like everyone goes to concerts, it's a great time. And then for some reason they sign to a major label and a producer comes in and twists everything around so that the music is just more melodic and sing along. And you're like, you know what? F these guys. They sold out. That's where I feel that we're at with crypto. Crypto has sold out, and I'm ready to go find crypto 2.0 at this point because I'm done with this. I'm done with all you people. This is what you wanted. This is what you asked for. And unless there's a bigger plan out there, right? Unless there's a bigger plan out there, and you guys are gonna figure out a way to screw these banks over, I'm not part of it. You guys totally lost your rebellious spirit, and instead. We got the Genius Act, right, ladies and gentlemen. The only thing missing from that story was the word algo in there, and it's gonna happen at some point. So, fucking Christ, I'm done with this shit. We gotta stop talking about these. We should change from being a crypto podcast to being like just talking about how to raise nice plants in your yard or something.
Oh, dude, that'd be a great idea. I used to garden quite a bit during the pandemic. But I mean, the one positive here
what is that?
That I am seeing, it's just an admission that the technology is so effective and is so much more it's so much more convenient to the consumer, and it gives so much control to the consumer versus the current system that they have where they effectively control how our money moves around and flows versus just being able to self-custody it in your wallet. If you're self-custodying their token, that means that one-to-one backed, quote unquote, token is their way to basically not give you a yield, like their own sort of savings mechanism. And I think that's what they're trying to do, because otherwise all of that yield is just going to go to USDC and Tether, right? So I think it just shows how the old guard is beginning to fall. I don't know if this, unless the government backs this, wholeheartedly, I don't see this winning the battle.
It just don't,
it even
just
says
don't use it, folks.
They're trying to.
You're the market. You control these people, whether you believe it or not.
You control these people, and now the banks. You don't really need them anymore. You don't.
That's kind of why we got into this business. Well, at least that's what I tell myself.
If we're not canceled by YouTube in the future, just know that we were fighting the good fight here.
We're doing our part.
You not to get that stablecoin. We did our part.
I was calling Donald and telling him, "Hey, I got a short in. Can you say some shit? Right? I'm rich. See you, suckers."
To which he responded, "TBC, you're so handsome. I love everything you do. Of course, anything you want. I'm going to talk about China, and I'm putting tariffs soon. Make sure to go to Hyperliquid and do a short, or Beefy, where you can get the best yields in all of crypto. Have a great day." All right. So, TBC, the next story that I got for you here is actually two stories. I guess we might as well talk about both. So the first one is that the world is continuing to gamble. We saw South Park's new episode where all the kids were gambling on Kalshi, and now Kalshi raises $300 million at a $5 billion valuation and expands its prediction markets to 140 countries.
Did they actually say Kalshi on South Park?
Well, I don't know if they said Kalshi, but they did prediction markets.
Was South Park sponsored by? Did they sell out? You sold out South Park.
Dude, it's South Park. No, they didn't.
Sellouts.
I know.
You bunch of sellouts.
No, they didn't.
You sold out like crypto.
By the way,
how dare you?
By the way, my opinion, best season of South Park ever. Zero selling out. TBC. I'm going to send you the episode so you can watch it.
Make sure you send it.
With that being,
like
I will.
One of those illegal torrent sites that I like to use. Right? Bring back that part of the internet, folks. Bring back privacy. That's what we got here. Piracy.
Nothing the Tor browser can't help you find. Anyways, Kalshi raises $300 million at a $500 billion valuation and is expanding to 140 countries. Kalshi, a prediction market platform, raised $300 million, and the firm projects $50 billion in trading volume this year, but faces regulatory scrutiny in the US and over potential sports betting violations. Something to note here is that they hold 60% of the global market share. They have investors such as Sequoia, A16Z, Paradigm Capital, Capital G, Coinbase Ventures, and they have integrations with both Robinhood and Webull. So Kalshi's just continuing to grow, but just like any good market, we have some Polymarket news as well. So their CEO, Shane Copeland, is now the youngest self-made billionaire, according to Bloomberg. Shane Copeland, CEO and founder of prediction market platform Polymarket, has been named the youngest self-made billionaire by Bloomberg. The jump in net worth follows Polymarket's valuation at $9 billion after securing $2 billion of investment from ICE. Not to be confused with ICE, Intercontinental Exchange. Copeland joins the ranks of billionaire co-founder CZ Michael Saylor and, in theory, Satoshi Nakamoto. Meanwhile, speculation swirls around possible Polymarket token coming called Poly. Maybe. We'll see. And the mechanics of a future airdrop. So it looks happen, like the game is getting pretty big, but I think it says a lot that Kalshi was raising $300 million with all these investment firms, and Polymarket was able to get $2 billion. It's very interesting because Polymarket, Kalshi has way more market share right now, but it seems like there's a big bet going on crypto. I mean, the pseudonymous nature of crypto makes Polymarket a really, lucrative platform, and they were trailblazers in making this market. Though it is kind of depressing that people can just like bet on crazy stuff. Like you just put up a bet on there and be like, is TBC going to drop a massive Did he eat enough fiber today? Find out. I'm betting $200,000 on yes. 200,000 on yes. And then no, TBC has ain't nothing but steaks today.
That's right, damn it.
His will be 2 days from now.
Damn straight, you know it. It's 100% facts right there. Hey, Shane, this is actually financial advice. I know you tune in every once in a while, but if you catch this episode, just get out now. Just get out. You have enough. Get out. Get out. Just go and go away. Go enjoy your life. You don't need any more. You got your bag. Get out. Okay? Learn from CZ, dude. That guy stuck around. They threw him in jail. He's still out there. $1 billion is enough. You don't even need 2. 1. You're fine. You're good. Okay? Diversify into gold. And you're good. You're good. That's it. So, Jane, when you're listening, just remember who's your most trusted financial advisor. He's right here. And if you're watching this and you've made $2 billion or not, you're valued even higher than that, just get out. There's no reason to hang around anymore. You don't need to do this.
Yeah. You will not be able to spend that money in your lifetime. You will not be able to.
When you're collecting the yield on Beefy, right? So allocate a small. You can live off that yield. All right.
We could use $1 billion more TVL. If anybody want to put a billion in stablecoin,
get in there, right?
Let's in there.
What do we got? Monad?
TBC. Yes. I was just
Did you hear about it? They're teasing again. They're loading.
Yes.
In the longest. I haven't. This is
we interviewed the folks at Monad.
They're great guys, but this is
they're awesome.
This is one of those. God,
Super
I hope
excited.
It doesn't turn into a case of blue balls. They just keep teasing, dude. They were just flirting with you. They're like those private chat girls that want you to get into a private chat room, but they just keep teasing you.
They're the kawaii girls.
Yeah. Okay. That would have been a better reference.
Hired by the North Koreans to flirt with you.
Anyway, Monad confirms airdrop, but the allocation details remain under wraps. Oh, so if you don't know what Monad is, it's a layer 1 blockchain. We talked to the guys not too long ago. They were great. Nick confirmed.
Yeah, click right here if you want to see that interview. That was a lot of fun.
It was a good time. Anyway, the airdrop claims portal will open October 14th, which is probably when this video gets uploaded. So right now, but has withheld nearly all key information about how the airdrop will actually be allocated. I hope they just tease and then say we're going to do another point system. That would be spectacular.
Oh, don't make me fucking vomit. Don't need to. Let's not. Nobody talks about points anymore, TBC. All right,
people still collect that.
You're
shit.
like the guy. You're the guy who protests Ford in like the 30s, and it's like Ford can't kill the horse and buggy. No more talking about.
Bring points back. Make points great again. The project has, of course, yet to publish any eligibility requirement because, I don't know, maybe they're just making up as they go along, or maybe they already have it planned out. I don't know. Distribution amounts, vesting schedules, and everyone's in suspense, right? And it's becoming one of these great internet memes now because of how slow and secretive it's going. I don't know. I saw that, and I didn't want to bring this up, but MetaMask also mentioned they might do a token. So...
Oh,
but
snap.
Obviously it won't be retroactive, so screw all you people.
Honestly, I have no... Look, I mean, these are probably the two... Out of all the airdrops that are going on, these are probably the two biggest. Yes. I mean, Monad has been on the wraps discussing building a lot. And every time I meet those guys, I'm always impressed with their progress and what they're trying to do. I mean, I'm excited for it. We'll see what happens. If I had to gamble, and I have no insider information, zero. We just interviewed them once.
Yep. Yeah,
that's it. But if I had to guess, they're probably going to be on the Phantom wallet. Oh. If I had to guess. And it's probably going to be one of those things where if you have a Phantom wallet, you're in. If you use the testnet, then probably you get a higher allocation. But they're going to want people to start messing around with all the... upcoming DeFi, the upcoming DeFi ecosystem gaming and whatever else that they're building on there. So, hey, airdrops are fun. So just keep your eyes peeled. And TBC, did you hear about what SoftBank and PayPal and PayPay? Is it PayPay or PayPal?
I don't know. I don't know what the hell SoftBank is.
SoftBank and PayPay. I want to work.
Japan story.
PayPay, do you want to hire me? I love that name.
PayPay?
I want a shirt that says PayPay. So, SoftBank and PayPay acquires 40% equity stake in Binance Japan. The strategic move is intended to deepen their collaboration in digital payments and crypto, allowing Binance users to interact using PayPay money. The deal comes as Japan eyes regulatory reforms in crypto as PayPay continues to push its financial infrastructure. I think this is a pretty big deal. I mean, Japan is a unique scenario. There's only 3 economies in the world: good, bad, Japan, actually 4. Good, bad, Japan, Argentina. So, I mean, and I've traveled there. It's a beautiful place, and it is just absolutely incredible. But Japan has an issue where the currency is just always going down. So I wonder if this is a move to try to do what the US is doing in a way and create like stablecoin companies, or kind of create the infrastructure needed so that way they can make a successful stablecoin that's buying Japanese debt. I wonder if that's kind of why they're so interested in this idea. Because, kind of like how the US having these stablecoin companies creates companies that are always buying their debt. And the larger they get, the more debt they own. And that would help probably balance things out with the currency over there. What do you think, TBC?
No comment. I don't know anything about Japan. So you're saying that they want a Japanese tether, right?
I think they would.
Well, what do we do? Why are we not starting that company literally right now? Like
I don't know.
So well for
I've only done my best.
We could call it Jether, and we're good. Hey, if you guys, if you're in the audience, you want to help us.
Sounds gross, TVC.
Shut up, dude. If you want to help us develop Jether, we're going to buy some Japanese debt and create a stablecoin. What could go wrong? What could go wrong?
What could go wrong? Yeah. TBC, I want to ask you.
Oh, yes, please.
Tell me about Russia's central bank. What are they doing?
Oh shit, I'm such an expert in
What
all
are they
this
doing?
stuff. Russia's central bank,
Oh my
right?
God, yes you are.
Looks like it's going to allow
Yeah, Russia's
limited
central bank.
crypto activity by the banks. So the banks in Russia might be getting involved in crypto because apparently we haven't learned our lesson yet. The Bank of Russia will permit domestic banks to engage in restricted crypto operations, whatever that means. Of course, with tight oversight. The central bank plans to cap crypto exposure at 1% of the bank's capital and impose stringent reserve requirements. The move follows Russia's experimental legal crypto framework and signals a cautious shift toward integrating digital assets into the banking sector while maintaining control to prevent systematic risk. So, same story. Central banks say, okay, banks, you could start dabbling in this area since we don't want to be left out. But we're gonna watch really carefully. Jorge,
Right.
I mean, is this a big deal? Is this a drop in the bucket? Does it matter what the Russians do? I mean, I don't know.
I think it signals that there's going to be just more buyers of crypto in Russia, and that's why I wanted to include it. Is Russia going to be the beacon of freedom? No, probably never. I mean, as long as Putin and the KGB have it their way,
KGB.
I really
Big fans.
I really don't
Big fans of the
see much
KGB,
change.
right? You guys want to sponsor us?
But on the bright side, if you're a Russian person, I don't know how they restrict. I imagine they have like some kind of government-controlled wallet system, so that way you can't just leave or send your crypto to another wallet somewhere else and then go to the U.S. and sell it all or something. But it says here the banks will allow banks to handle crypto in strict limits. So it's basically allowing banks to play around and try to make money. I think it's a signal that maybe they're worried about their liquidity, and having access to the crypto market gets you broader access, especially with all the sanctions they have. So maybe that's what's going on. But TBC, did you know that Morgan Stanley is starting to drop restrictions on crypto for their wealthy clients?
I did not know that. I did not. I was busy this week.
Well, now you're going to know that.
I can't wait. Let's go. Morgan Stanley will remove its previous limitations on which wealth clients can access What the
crypto
hell's a wealth
funds.
client?
Sorry.
Am I a wealth client?
Basically, if you're giga rich, now you
After
can
yesterday,
also
let's
access
go.
crypto. Even though you could have just done so in a Coinbase app,
Yeah,
but whatever.
that's
Starting
okay.
October
Thanks, Morgan.
15th. Starting on October 15th, financial advisors will be able to recommend crypto funds to all clients, not just high net worth or aggressive risk profiles, including via retirement or trust accounts. Previous eligibility is greater than or equal to 1.5 million in assets. Aggressive risk tolerance and investment via tax brokerage accounts. The bank plans to use automated tools to monitor exposure and initially limit recommendations to crypto funds from BlackRock and Fidelity. So essentially all this is doing is giving a small amount of exposure for their clients, which is kind of good. And TBC,
No, stop it. You forgot that.
These last three stories
Stop it. That
were my
BlackRock,
attempt
Fidelity,
to be somewhat
whatever.
positive.
No, this is not positive. First off, a wealth client is someone who has 1.5 million in assets. So if you got 1.5 million in mutual funds, apparently you're a wealth client. Okay, whatever. When you're not crypto rich, though, right? You just got 1.5 million in dollar riches. That's not impressive. And also,
Maybe you have 1.5 million in shiny rocks.
Stanley Morgan's like, oh, we're gonna recommend BlackRock and what the hell do those guys know about? They don't know anything about crypto. They weren't in the trenches the last 5 years like we were, digging through black swan after black swan after black swan after black swan. They don't know anything about crypto. Don't trust them, people. You got to get yourselves away from these hacks, these hooksters, these thieves, these charlatans, and you need to get online yourself and just invest casually and smartly like the rest of us do without increasing our risk profiles, right? Many of us are simpletons.
Yeah.
We just use Beefy because it's easy, right? We're not out there going for max long leveraged, all types of horse crap, betting on whether or not I take a good shit today. No, we're just smart, calculated investors, compounding simple stablecoins at a nice low yield return of 34%. But hey, If you want to go out there and you want to trust Morgan Stanley and some derp in a tie that studies mutual funds for a living about how to allocate your investments into crypto, you go ahead and do that. But you know what I'm going to do? While you're doing that, I'm going to buy a bunch of shiny rocks and I'm going to dig a hole in my backyard because World War III is coming and I'm not going to get left out into vapor that is going to have this world turn into. Okay, I'm done, Jorge. This game is over. It's over, just like this episode is over. And now I'm going to finally go and take that shit because I ate so much steak this week and I have not crap since Tuesday. So
you made a lot of people lose money on Kalshi, and I don't appreciate that. This has been your episode of the Beefy Pod. Beefy's the multi-chain yield optimizer, getting you some of the best yields in all of crypto. Nothing here is financial advice. We love you, and we look forward to seeing you again.
Bye, everybody.
Cheers.